Hi guys, just waiting for the others to join us. Hi DD2 Defense, good morning or good afternoon, how are you? Thanks for coming back. How are you today? I'm just waiting for others to join us and then we'll start in a couple of minutes, alright? Hi Karen, how are you? Good morning. How are you all doing today? Oh, good to know DD2 Defense, good to know, good to know. Good to know. We're just gonna wait for another minute and then we shall commence because I don't want to be here for a while. It's just to say a few things and then also I want to say a few things about this case. Hi Essay, we are just starting, so I just want to say a few things according to the title and then a few updates as well about my channel moving forward, okay? And yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to discuss today because I don't want to be doing the back and forth, and I also want to address a few things based on the comment. So guys, there's I've not been replying comments and anything like that. It's not as if maybe I'm doing it intentionally. I just want to allow people express themselves through the comment section. So good morning, Modin. I just want people to be able to express themselves and so that whoever is commenting, every other person can comment and take the conversation further. So I've not been replying the comments, so that's the main purpose of that. So first thing first, based on the topic or the title of what we are talking today, that we need to clear the hair. We need to clear the hair about those people that I've mentioned in the title, and also give a few updates as well as to my channel going forward. So like I said, let's be clear about what was said. So obviously my name is Wemimo, for those of you who don't know. Hi Biola, good morning, how are you? Thanks for coming back. So in terms of Andrew Ochekwo, none of us knew about Andrew Ochekwo until Harrison shared the information that two girls are missing. That was how obviously this case came onto. And for me, I found out about this case via Just Adeton's page on Facebook when she did a live, and that was when I took interest and I started using my platform to talk about it. Yes, people have said I was chasing clout. People have said I'm using it to grow my YouTube channel. People have said you're making money and you're just that I'm not doing this thing right. One thing I want to put out there is that I am not a presenter. I am not a newswoman. I'm not a news lady. You know what? So yeah, I just want to put that out there. And obviously we got to know about Andrew Ochekwo, and it was in the beginning of this investigation that Ben Samuel, his friend, came out, said that was his friend, and then he started telling us about who Andrew was. So everything so far that I've heard about Andrew, or that I believe most people have heard about Andrew, all came from Ben Samuel. All came from Ben Samuel. Thanks, Karin. Everything so far that I've heard, that I've heard about Andrew Ochekwo, all came from Ben Samuel. I want to put that there. Yeah, I know they are trying to discourage me, but I'm not going to let them discourage me. I'm going to keep talking about this. They all came from Ben Samuel. And like I said, all the information, all the details is shared so far. They are now in the public space. And anybody, anyone, and anyone could include myself, and it could be anybody. We are allowed to make use of that information anyway, anyhow, with so deem it fits. People are like, "Oh, you're not doing this case well." I am not an investigator. Like I said, I'm not I'm not a newswoman. I'm not a presenter. I'm just a mom, a nurse. That's my profession. And yeah, a degree in IT. So I am not a trained professional newscaster. If you're going to say for the fact that I'm on YouTube, I'm a content creator as well. So with content creator, we use information that we see the way we see it fit. And that does not mean that I am dumb or that I don't know what I'm talking about. Right, guys? I think it seems that it's a bit dark, or maybe it's my eyes. So with that being said, that's what I want to say about Andrew there. And then as for Ben Samuel, is the one who's been coming out with all of this, things about his friend, is my friend, is a psychopath, is this. I was talking to him to the last minute. He's the one who keeps talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. And at some point, I've got a video that's going to be coming out after this live. Is the one coming out saying, I've got the facts, and the video that I'm going to be sharing later on, my question was that, is the facts you've been sharing so far, is it leading us closer to finding these girls, or is leading us away from the case? So it's picked up fight with each and everybody that stood up to speak about this case, and we all know that. So am I being biased? Yes, I am being biased. I am being biased, and I'm allowed, like I said, I'm allowed my opinion. It's my platform, and I'm allowed my thought, my opinion. And anybody else who's watching me who may think, oh, I'm biased, you're allowed to feel in whatever way you want to feel in regards to everything, because at the end of the day, my stand, my questions still remains that you knew it was being wanted by the UK police. What did you do? It was sending you videos of girls being manhandled, being treated whatever, either consented or not consented. It was sending you those videos as a parent yourself, Mr. Ben Samuel. How were you comfortable watching those videos? And you did nothing. These are my fights, these are my arguments, and my concern towards you. And you claim to say that you've been bringing facts. Somebody came in the presence of Sabiu. I don't know Sabiu from anywhere. I found out about Sabiu from Daddy Freeze lifestyle. I mean Daddy Freeze live shows. And then I decided to follow him. And I started following his lives as well. And this person said the reason why he came into this thing, it was because Afiba's husband was one who DM'd him. And before we could agree to work with him, he had to ask him to show evidences that yes, you are who you are to this person, before he decided to take, or be a part of this case. So Sabiu started into this case, started doing all of these things, and he came out to say, you know what? And this guy, when the first time I heard him talk on that Freeze live show, it was behind you solidly, Ben Samuel. It was behind you solidly. He gave you the benefit of doubt. Like, no, I'm not gonna act the way people are acting towards this guy. Let me listen to him. Let me lend my listening ears. And he did that. And he asked you, out of all the people that have been questioning you so far, he was the most calmest and respectful person towards you. In the way he was handling the question. Pearl, the way he was asking you questions, I know he allowed you, it was not cutting you short. It was not calling names. It was not being aggressive. It was nothing of such towards you. And then Sabiu came saying that he reached out to you like, okay, let's work together to find these girls, because that is the main focus. That is the goal. Even till whatever it takes time, whatever time it takes the Nigerian police, he reached out to you to say, no, let's work together. He was asking you questions, and what was your response? You were like, I don't know you, man, that Sabiu works with the Nigerian police. So, if you are convinced that Sabiu is working with the Nigerian police, should that not be a plus for you? Should that not be a plus for you? That, yes, okay, if according to you, as you said that he was working with the Nigerian police, his main focus is that he wants to find the girls. That's the main thing on the table. But for you, you were saying that you want the girls back, but somebody has contacted you that let's work together to find where these girls are. And once we find the girls, every other thing that contributed to what led us here today will be dealt with. But you chickened out. You said it was, it was using you to build his page. You started saying everything, like all sort of things. And like I said earlier on, that every other person who has spoken out or who have started speaking out about this case, you pick fights with them. You get really defensive. And I understand, like I said, I understand that yes, your friend was, untimely, terminated in the process. I understand your grief in that regards. I understand your grief. But then, in order to maybe remove whatever allegation or whatever stuff that has been placed on your friend, why don't you work with someone you allegedly said is working with the Nigerian police, so we can bring a closure for the families, so that if at the end of the day, maybe after all the investigation, they find Andrew not guilty, then those who contributed to what led to him being eliminated will be brought to justice. And if at the end of the day they found that Andrew was guilty, then let the guilty take their blame. But your actions, your attitude, Ben says one thing in the public and says something else when you reach out. That's exactly what he did to Harassing. Exactly. And your attitude is totally, it's totally questionable. Before I committed myself to speaking about this thing on my channel, I've been to multiple of your lives, and you're like, okay, you're going to answer questions, and I typed my question respectfully. You never answered them, and I was like, no, I keep coming back to your lives. I'm dropping all these questions, you're not answering them. I might as well bring the questions to my, to my TikTok, to my page, which is what I'm doing. So that's that all about Ben Samuel. As for Celine and Afiba, I was watching Ben's live yesterday, and somebody phoned to say that Afiba was the one who sent the message to say that I think I have been kidnapped, but Afiba went with Celine. So why did Afiba said I think I have been kidnapped when she went with Celine? So this caller was maybe assuming or thinking that maybe Celine was in on Afiba being kidnapped. At some point, I was thinking towards that direction when I was listening last night, and then I thought again that, but Celine's sister, it was mentioned that Celine's sister went with the police to Andrew's house. So if they don't believe their sister was missing, will they have gone with the Nigerian police to Andrew's house? And then from then onwards, we knew how the Nigerian police, in that regard, at that moment, messed up. You got to somebody's house, you could have gone in straight away, like go in straight away. What is the essence of getting there? And you're saying that you don't want to conduct a search during the day. Like, you are there already, just go in. So that's about that. Celine and Afiba, whatever it is that they've gone to do at Andrew's house is no man's business. They are grown-ass women. They make their choices. They did what they have to do. So should wherever they went now lead to them not going back home to where they came from? Does it mean that if for the fact that whatever it is that they've gone to do at Andrew's house, does that mean that they should not return back to their house? Nobody had such rights to stop them from going back to where they came from. And that is the fact that we are trying to figure out here. And then you're picking up fights with everybody. And I was watching that the Freeze's show yesterday as well about him saying that it doesn't want to be biased, and he cited example of Mohbad. Mohbad's case is different from this case. Mohbad had clear, visible people who were bullying him. In fact, he made police report himself, but then, as we all know, the Nigerian police failed him. And then there was a lot of shenanigans going on about family, all of that. So this Mohbad's case is different, and I understand where that the Freeze is coming from. He said himself that he is a trained presenter. He knows not to be biased. He knows not to pick side, but I am not. And I'm allowed to be biased. I am allowed to be biased because I am not a trained presenter. I am not a trained whatever. I am a trained nurse. And being a nurse does not mean that, I can, yes, I've got emotions running in me. In fact, high tension emotion running in me. I've got high tension emotions running in me. And yes, I'm holding my hands up for that. And it's not a crime. So I understand where that the phrase was coming from, and I love the fact that Sabiu was there yesterday saying that, you know what, this cannot be compared with Mohbad's case at all. It cannot. It cannot. So, and there's a video already that I have on my channel where I was talking about Nigerian police, that, you know, their missions, their values, you know, they are responsible for ensuring our safety. But then they failed, and I've always said this from day one. We know, and my argument with Ben. Good morning, every one of you that's just joined us. My argument towards Ben is the fact that, are you just waking up? Are you just waking up that you don't know that there's a systemic failure, or there's a systemic problem within the Nigerian police force? Are you just realizing that? You are a Nigerian yourself, Ben. It's not as if you don't know this. You are a Nigerian yourself. Did you just wake up like that and realize that, oh, wait a second, Nigerian police, Nigerian police, Nigerian police, Nigerian police, because that's how you've been going on. But then you woke up suddenly saying that the Nigerian police, you know, you want everybody to divert their attention to Nigerian police. But then, what was your contribution? Because when we questioned you that, why didn't you speak to somebody? You said, speak to who? That is it the Nigerian police that sent Rachel away? Or is it the Nigerian police that asked you to pay money or something? Even though it's been alleged that 2 times that Andrew was arrested, you were there. You were there. I love one sentence that Sabiu said, that the keeper of a GUN is the same thing as an armed robber. Good morning, Augusta. Good morning, Usimes. Good morning, every one of you. I'm not ignoring you. I just want to get this thing that is on my chest out, okay? So you were there. You were there. If you are keeping a tool, if you are keeping a weapon for somebody who robs banks and stuff, you are the same as them. You don't have to be physically robbing in the bank to be called an armed robber. That's just what that meant. And with that being said, there's a case of Goody as well. And there have been friends, people who have come out to that they know Goody, and they've seen her with Andrew Ochekwo a few times. And you all know, you know, all the updates in regards to that. And someone dropped a comment in my session that, oh yes, you shared the video, you shared the voice of when the narrative was suitable. And I was like, and then this person went on to explain the rest of the story. And then I believe I've always mentioned to you guys here that whatever information in terms of voice messages I'm sharing here is people's content. I can't, you know, upload it or share it here originally the way they've done it on their page. That the phrase might decide to say, oh, next week this girl has been talking too much about me in her video. Let me go and contact YouTube because she used those voice stuff from my channel. That the phrase could decide to do that, and then YouTube might say, oh, alright, okay, there's more than 15% whatever fair policy in your video. This person said they don't want it. What mattered to me was the narration of her friends, of where they knew she was involved with Andrew. I was not interested in, oh, I'm not feeling too well, I've not been going to the gym. I'm not interested in that. All I was interested in that statement were how they got to know her knowing Andrew. So with that being said, the question that Sabiu is now asking you, cameraman Ben, is that he's asked you to provide a server, the backup server of the information you believe, because you are now saying that police are deleting stuff from Andrew's laptop. What evidence of that have you got? That's why I'm saying that, you know what, I don't understand why you are holding the information. You know, make available, now that you trust the police, yeah, make available all that you think you've got and let them decide. Let them carry out that investigation. And then maybe everybody who's coming onto your channel to shout, to do this, maybe they will give you a peace. Maybe they will let you rest. So the question that Sabiu has asked you, and that I'm also putting to you, is that make available the backup server that you have. Hi, Sophia Ogumu. Mom of 5, you are very right. I am 100% with you. Well done. Thank you so much. Make available the backup server for the black sheep group that you said you obviously. And Mr. Ben, I've been researching you as well, just so you know. I've been researching you. And I've found a lot of things. And people who know you really well, people you've done businesses with, they've reached out to me. They've got dirty stuff about you. and they are daring you to enter Nigeria. That's their message for me to you, that they dare you to step foot in Nigeria. And at some point, I would believe that you would definitely go to Nigeria, because you really need to be, you really need to go. If there's someone new to come to Nigeria, you have no reason to not come. Karen says, same hero. Oh, I'm with Mom of 5. We can all see it, but they want us to say is yet. Exactly. At some point, I want to believe that this investigation that Nigerian police are carrying out, they would need to question everyone involved. So at some point, you'll probably be needed in Nigeria. So the question that the Sabiu has asked is, provide the backup server, because you are that learned in IT as well, from my investigation that I've carried out personally. Provide the backup server. So now you've come out to that, oh, this is my 1 year. We don't want 1 year. We don't need your 1 year conversation on WhatsApp with Andrew. We don't. There's a time frame here that you and everybody on social media that's been talking about this case knows. We need your conversation with Andrew from when the girls met with him, or when they went to his house, up until when he was eliminated. It's simple. It's not hard to understand. So you showing videos of I think I was on your page showing videos of this is my 1 year. This is my 1 year conversation on WhatsApp with Andrew. We don't need your 1 year chat of bulletproof door, chat of your parents wanted to come to Port Harcourt. We don't need that. The question has been asked. So it's either you provide the backup server of the information you have about Black Sheep Group, or you provide the timestamp information from when the girls went to visit Andrew up until what happened to him. Provide that. It's not hard. So we don't need your 1 year. We don't need any of that. Okay? We don't need any of that. He's just dropped another post on his page now about harassing. He just dropped that now on his page, on his 24 news page about harassing. I'm just trying to read there to see what he's saying. So obviously that's a video of when harassing was mentioning how they found the phones on top of that AC. So whatever it is, he's saying that what is his caption there. Can you guys see it? I'm sure you guys can go on and find out on his page what he said. Saying that somebody is trying to manipulate something. Like, who is the manipulator here? I don't want to, there's no point going back and forth with. Like I said, I'm following Sabiu sternly. Like, I'm following him. I'm following him sternly because I believe this man is on the right path to help us finding these girls, or to help us uncover what could have led to the, to either these girls are alive or not. But Ben is not ready to to cooperate, because if that was me, that I am here and I'm receiving all the bashing, I would jump into that collaboration with Sabiu and say, so Sabiu, my hands are up, oh, this is all I have got. But the thing where they pay me, be say the way they inquire my friend, no. Because I still believe that, he is innocent until proven. But for us to figure out how this thing happened, this is all I've got. That is what I would have done if I ever find myself in this situation. And I forbid I find myself in this situation. But then, you will have thought, okay, all of these bashings, I don't trust Nigerian police. Okay, this is somebody that has high knowledge of these things. Okay, this is what I've got. Because you're just coming across as if you can do all of this on your own. But then what you're doing is you're actually deflecting away from finding these girls. These girls are none of your concern. These girls are none of your concern. So that's all I've got to say in that regard. I've thrown the question at you that, what? Provide the backup server for the Black Sheep Group. That's all Sabiu has asked you to do. No, Sabiu doesn't have a YouTube channel. He's a private person in the US, so he's a social commentator, but he doesn't have a social media. He doesn't have a YouTube channel, no. And anything that Sabiu has said that I'm sharing here, that I'm talking about, I've sought his consent before I come to speak about it. Because in this age, and when private people who have to seek some sort of consent from their government before they do something, you have to respect their decision at times, And there's been other information that is shared that is like, no, I don't want you to release that yet. So, yeah. So that's the question there. And for me, when I said updates about my channel going forward, obviously we've not had an update. I will only be coming back and forth when I have any new updates, either from Sabiu, or apparently if the Nigerian police comes out with their report. Because I don't want a situation whereby I'm coming back and forth repeating the same thing that we all know. Okay, so that's just that update. I'm not about to drop this case. I'm not about to drop this case because at some point I'm going to return back to work and I might not be able to do it live at this time of the day. And maybe if I do it live by this time of the day, it will be my day off. I work 4 days a week as a nurse. So that's just the update from my channel that, you know what, I'm only going to keep coming back here. Maybe tomorrow Sabiu says, okay, Ben has provided this, so I need him to do this. I need him to do this. Then I'll come back here and tell you guys that, okay, because I really don't want to go back to Ben's page. I really don't want to go to his page because all of the things he's saying, it's just, it's mind-blowing, and I need to protect my mental health as well, because as a mother, I just pray that my children do not walk when the day will not favor them. And I pray the same prayer to each and every one of you watching me, that our children, our loved ones will not walk, will not find themselves in an environment where it will not favor them that day. That's my prayer. Because some people, I don't know how they think. I'm getting emotional here, but I don't want to. I don't know how they think. And the question that I've asked him is not reply them. Like, if obviously Ben is a father, he has 2 kids, he has a daughter and a son. What if one day one of those videos turned out to be his daughter? Would he have sat down and not do anything? Okay, knowing that she was still alive, would he have not said, no, Ingbo, if possible, you wish you could fly to Nigeria in 2 minutes? But he doesn't have an answer. He doesn't have an answer. So it's very saddening that as Nigerians, this is where we find ourselves. It's very, very saddening, you know. And like I was saying yesterday, that I want a Nigeria that I will be here and my kids will say, Mom, I want to go see grandparents and I will stay with them for 2 weeks in Nigeria. But right now, if they even bring such suggestions, I will say, no, you're not going anywhere. Or we go together. You know. But I have an inkling that those girls are no more. I have an inkling that they are no more. And it would be great if the families could have a closure. It would be great if the families could have a closure as to what happened to their loved ones. Especially Afiba, because her husband loves her. Her husband loves her really well. You know, a man who is ready to pull the world for his wife, despite all he has spent. And you know what actually gingered me from coming back here every now and then is the fact that Ben keeps saying, oh, meet me on all of my social media handles, I'm about to explode. And Ben said was Ben transmitting the videos live as Andrew was doing stuff with them. So it's been alleged that there was a laptop. You know, when I said I was investigating Ben, he's got like some sort of IT cloud experience. So it's been alleged that it was live streaming, maybe to a dark web or something. I don't have that evidence. I don't have a proof of it. But those who are doing the investigation in the back end seems to have. So hence why they were asking for the backup server. Because you know what? In one of his lives, he said that everything is in cloud. Is in cloud. Is in cloud. So we need the backup server with that cloud. And you are the same person that is saying that the police are now deleting stuff from Andrew's laptop. How did you know that? Did they communicate that to you? And then the only thing, like just like Sabiu said, that no, we need the backup server. And also something I also want to be clear about that Sabiu was saying was that nobody ever said that you had a hand in the disappearance of the girls. Nobody ever said that you were the ones who took the girls. Nobody ever said that. Nobody ever did. You were the one that showed us proof that Andrew at some point had those girls with him. So I don't understand the different narratives you've been, you've been bringing out. And like I said, guys, wherever you find yourself, you can always put a complaint against Ben Samuel as well. Because like I said to you guys, I physically went to the police station and I spoke with an officer. Then the first thing I brought out was that image of wanted Andrew Ochekwo. The officer took a seat, a pen and paper, and I sat down and I explained why I felt his friend should be questioned. It took her, she was really thorough with me. She took about 10 to 15 minutes, to take details from me. And she was like, have a seat, I'm gonna go speak to my supervisor. And that's that's the essence of, that's the kind of Nigerian, that's the kind of police we want in Nigeria. But right now, that is not the focus. We want to find the girls. And once we know the fate of these girls, every other thing that has contributed to this case, let them be brought in and judgment being meted upon them. And then yes, she came out and she said, if you call, they might divert your call. But the best thing is go on to the medpolice.uk. Tell us something. Follow the process and put in anything you want to say. That way, whatever that has been discussed or whatever that has been reported will be matched against Ben Samuel's name. And I believe it's just a matter of time before the UK police will either ask him, for questioning. And I've asked several times in my videos that, he claimed that he has gone to the Milton Keynes police. We want a record of the crime reference number they gave you. Give us the crime reference number they gave you. Guys, I'm going to read comments and then we will round up. Okay? Because I don't want to... I don't want to be... I don't want to be here for a long time. So I'm going to start the comment from the bottom and then we'll move from there. Sasa, hi Celine Sasa. Cameraman has already exploded and it's now... And now he is in his own mess. It's going to keep exploding because the explosion is making so far. None of them is bringing us closer to this case. Kobe said, Ben is going bananas. He should confess before it gets too late. You know what? Even if he doesn't want to confess, he just provide the information that is being required. Because I don't understand why he's giving information bit by bit, when you could hand over everything and let the investigators carry out their investigation. Karin said, but Nigeria police will say self-kidnapping, knowing very well there is rampant kidnapping in Nigeria. Exactly. Ben said they should check Ben's sources of income and his transaction. Actually, there's someone in my DM with voice message claiming how we defrauded him, but that one will be another story. I pray that we find justice for Celine Afiba, and I'll bring that here. Karin said, I'm sure he was updated by Andrew what happened to the girls. And come to think of it, Ben would never inform us. He kept quiet for years, enjoying atrocious videos from Andrew. He had no help for us. You know what? That's just my fight. The fight that you were watching those videos, you were keeping it, and you were like, oh, you just look at them and like, oh, it's just one of those things, like one of those things. Augusta said, Nigeria police failed us. They failed us massively. May Nigeria never happen to us. Amen. Oh. Ben said, Sabiu doesn't have a YouTube channel. Ben, Ensure said, Ben knows where those girls are. Goody inclusive. Abu Bakr said, Nigeria must stop all these kidnapping girls. You know what? I believe it's going to get better. But then, obviously, the attitude of Nigerians that, oh, it is none of my business. So if it doesn't concern me, if I'm not directly involved, it's none of my business. We need to stop that kind of, behavior. Sony said his friend is a criminal. Him also, like I said, you know what? If you are keeping a GUN for an armed robber, you are pretty much an armed robber as well. Celine said, good morning, my dear. Praying that God grants us all, especially me and the investigative team, wisdom, knowledge, and peace. Amen. Oh, amen. Amen. Because these are, like Sabiu said, that he is putting his time. And I was so disappointed in the fact that he contacted social media handles who have large following, who have people constantly on their page to speak about this, and they did not They did not venture in. It's sad. And also all the news channels on YouTube, like Nigerian news channel on YouTube, it's just a few of them who have actually spoken about this, and it's so disheartening. If anything like this were to happen in the UK, BBC will be running it, like running it. BBC, CNN, radio station, they will be running it as if they don't have any other business. But Nigeria, our own is different. Fashion and Lifestyle said, in Africa, losing a child is so painful. Absolutely, not to talk of grown-up women. Karen said, in the public court, we play it dirty. Wrong is wrong. You can't tell us otherwise. Exactly. Chema said, my kids and I have been praying for Celine Afiba to be found. You know what? They are always in my thoughts. They are always in my thoughts. I was reading a comment on one of my videos. Someone, I don't know what they meant, or maybe they said they were like, I look stressed. Yes, because I'm not sleeping. They are constantly in my mind, like it's over 60 days. And at some point, that the freeze was like, he has to be neutral. Are these girls his own family? Just because they're not your family does not mean that you should not use your voice. You know. Yeah. So guys, that's just what I've got to to say. Ben said, including his possible crypto wallet. Yeah, it's been alleged that Andrew is a gambler. So if he gambles, he'll probably have some sort of crypto or whatever online. So obviously, all of those are trying to trace all of that is going to be difficult now because everything is like online and encoded and all of that. But that's why they've asked him to provide all the backup server. You know what? All the information that he said is hidden in the cloud. Give access to it. Give access to it and stop releasing information bit by bit. So if they catch up to you, look at the time it's taking somebody to carry out that investigation to catch up to you, and then you now bring something to counter it. Why don't you provide everything? Place everything on the table. Because if you're actually seeking for the girls to be found, then you need to provide everything you have. Don't think that one information is not needed. But then if those who are investigating now got to find that information, you are now bringing something to say to back it up, to deflect away from it. That's not how things are. That is not how you seek help for people. That is not how you seek help for people. Sprinting Spirit said it's time for Ben to be invited to Nigeria because he's definitely involved in this case. There's no doubt about that. He's certainly involved in the case. He's definitely involved in the case. So guys, another 3 minutes here and then I'll be away. There's other gossip. I've kind of like found other gossip that I would really want us to put out, to talk about on later on in the afternoon. It's about, so you probably see that live notification on my community page. So if there's any further updates, like I said, I'm just gonna be going back and forth to his page, but I won't be, I was tempted to drop a comment on one of his pages yesterday, but I was just like, no, there's no point. There's no point. So yeah, only if I get update from Sabiu, I will definitely be back here. And peradventure, the police, we don't know how soon because the police said 2 weeks. I don't know when that 2 weeks will be. So once they come out with that notification, I will certainly be back here. And like I said, you all know what I do on my channel. I practically do everything on my channel, lifestyle, name it, everything. So I'm gonna go back to dropping videos as I would normally do. And obviously my next video that I've got on now is the next video that is going to be uploading on my channel is where, like, with one I'm going to be titling where is Blessing and why is Blessing running, who's Darlington, where is Darlington. That's my next video. So it's currently uploading on YouTube right now, so it should be live in about an hour or two. And then yeah, I've had some gossip lives that we're going to be talking about later on today. So that's pretty much all I've come to share here. That yes, I'm not running away from this case. Like, I really want us to get to the bottom of this. In as much as we are clamoring for change in Nigeria, we can't allow a set of people keep talking about something that is affecting everybody. We should all be putting our hand in the same pot to say we want a change in Nigeria. We want a change in Nigerian police. So yeah, that's why I'm here anyway. So like I said, I'm going to be active on here up until Monday. I fly out of the country on Tuesday. I'm going away on holiday. I'm going away for a week. However, I'm going to try and make sure that I stay online. If I find anything, I will definitely come online. So I've contacted the hotel that I'm going to be lodging at to find out if their Wi-Fi connection is fine. And they've assured me that their Wi-Fi connection is okay. So I'm going to be going with, in as much as I don't want to travel with a lot of gadgets, I will be going with my laptop and a few of the things I think I need to make sure that I'm able to give updates even though I'm away on holiday. Normally people like, oh, just ignore this and enjoy your holiday. If there's any update in regards to this case anytime next week, I will try and bring updates. So yeah, let me quickly read Celestine's comment there. Hi Celestine, we should all be our brother's keeper and care about their well-being and safety at all times. Absolutely, absolutely. No, I'm not coming to Paris. I'm going to Turkey. Our police in Nigeria is a global embarrassment. Yeah, that's a known fact. We all know that. We all know, and it's just a shame that it's been how many years now that Nigeria has been independent, and you would imagine that our Nigerian police, our security system should be one of the strongest in Africa, but it's nothing to write home about. Celestine said the Inspector General and other officers connected to this case in Nigeria should all be fired. They are a huge disgrace. Hence why I'm like, what, I pray, how I wish that it's a private investigator, because how can police be investigating police? Don't get me wrong, we could give them the benefit of the doubt. You're welcome, Karen. We could give the Nigerian police the benefit of the doubt because in the US, the FBI will investigate the police, and I'm sure you know that the FBI is different from the police. In the UK here as well, in as much as there's police, they've got a department that investigates the police as well. When next I come, or maybe on my YouTube channel or my comment, I will leave a link to a YouTube channel where the police department investigate their police for wrongdoings. I'm going to find that link and I'll put it on my comments. So if any of you want to see how police are actually investigating themselves, you guys should have a clue, and maybe our Nigerian police will learn from there. So thank you so much, Sonny. Thank you so much. So yeah, that's just all I've got to say here, and I hope I see you guys later again in the gossip we've got for this afternoon. Just to share our mind and take our mind off something, so we focus a little bit away from this. We are not forgetting the girls. It's just so we could relax our mind, calm our blood pressure down. We don't want an elevated high blood pressure. We don't want to elevate our heart rate. As a nurse, drink your water today. Do something that will make you relax. You don't want an elevated blood pressure, and you don't want an elevated heart rate either. So yeah, that's all I've got to share there. And Neta said, I'm very surprised about that, the free statement. All Nigerians should be each other's. Exactly. You can't blame him now. He's chopping money. Pop my money gone. Pop my money gone. If anything doesn't favor him in Nigeria, he could easily, pack his family and leave. And then he's got connections as well. This is not me shading him. And like I said, I respect his opinion. I respect why he was not going to stay, part of it. So yeah. Hi Belinda. I'm just rounding up. So if you have the time or if you have the chance, you can watch this back again. So it's just a quick update of, if I find updates, I'll be back here. I'll bring them here. So if there's nothing new about the girls, you probably won't see me come talk about it, but then I will be dropping short sit down videos. But if there's something new about the girls, I'll be back here. Or if the police releases something tomorrow, I'll be back here. If Sabiu asks for anything else from Ben, I'll be back here. And for those who are not happy that I'm coming back here, for those who are not happy that my channel is growing, it's YouTube. So go look at the videos or the lives. 20,000, 23,000. Look at the likes on them. People are agreeing with it. It's not as if maybe I'm forcing people to agree to the things I say in those videos. And for me, the more you share this, you can never tell who's going to watch. I might just have something that could help. That's just the main purpose of this all. So Sony said, try to rest as well because you work too much. I'll try and rest. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. I hope to see you guys about 2 o'clock. I think the gossip one we have today is at 2 o'clock. So hopefully I will see you guys then. All right. Thank you to each and every one of you who have been here today. I really appreciate yous. Yous are the real MVP, and try and stay safe out there. Share your location regardless of where you're going. See me that I'm sitting here. Location on my phone is on 247. Even when I'm sleeping, my location is on. So share your location with your loved ones. Just make sure you are safe, please. Okay, make sure you are safe, and I'll see you guys later on this afternoon. All right, bye.